Welcome back to another episode of
We Are Geek. I'm Josiah Swanson.
And I'm Ben Hendrian.
And we both look absolutely terrible today.
Yeah, we do look terrible. I'm sick, so that's probably why.
I just look terrible, so.
Don't judge us by our appearances, folks. As the great Batman once said, it's not what I am on the outside, it's what I do that defines me.
And also, like what Batman says, where's the detonator?
And where's the Joker? Josiah, not Batman. What are we talking about today?
We are going to be doing our very first multi-subject video today.
Multi-subject.
It's a new thing for all of you that we've been working on, trying to figure out and all that. Basically, what we're going to be doing is bringing you 3 different subjects in the course of 10, 12 minutes. And so it's going to be more of an in-your-face type video. We're going to be moving through a few subjects more rapidly. Just kind of more of a fast-paced video, I guess.
Hey, Josiah, I've got a question for you.
Yes, Ben.
Well, fine. Say yes, Ben, and interrupt me. If you could reboot
What
any
do you
movie-
want, Ben?
He just interrupted me again. If you could ruining. If you could reboot a movie or a movie franchise, what one would it be?
Any movie or movie franchise.
Any movie or movie franchise.
I would have to say Aragon, hands down, because the Aragon movie absolutely annoyed the snot out of me, especially being a big fan of the books.
I understand that. I love the books a lot. And that Aragon movie was, 1, a sad excuse for filmmaking, and 2, a sad excuse for following source material. Horrible job.
If it was bad just because it didn't follow the source material completely, I probably wouldn't have been as mad about it.
Yeah.
But since it was such a poorly made movie on top of that,
Everything was terrible in that
yeah. I mean, elves with round ears, seriously.
movie. Yeah. That's sad. That's sad. I mean,
Yeah.
Look at people. You can go out and you can buy some pointed elf ears at a dollar store or some party store and put them on your ears. It wouldn't look terrible, but it would still look better than circle ears. Sorry, it just would.
What about you, Ben? What would be a movie or movie franchise that you would want to have rebooted if your dreams could come true?
Probably Aragon. I mean, I would say Aragon because it's just so bad. And that's one of my favorite books. I read that book a long time ago. I love the book. And making a movie that was terrible?
Yeah.
No.
And, you know, I would want to see all 4 books be made into movies.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, look at get someone to make big budget, huge movies of these. The question is, I mean, you have to make the first one, see if it makes any money to make the next ones. But I feel if it was a well-made movie, people would watch it, people would enjoy it, and it would do good, and we'd be able to get some more.
Yeah. Because there's tons of people that want to have really good fantasy movies and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And another mistake that they made is that the director of Aragon never made a movie ever before.
Yes.
He made some, he did visual effects for movies, but he had never directed in his entire life.
And you know, that's not necessarily bad.
No.
But when you're adapting source material,
yeah,
that's when it's different. I feel like adapting source material is a lot harder than...
And especially when the first movie you're directing is supposed to be this really huge fantasy movie.
Yeah, fantasy epic.
Yeah.
I mean, because a lot of people have had directorial debuts, but it's been with independent films. It hasn't been with something bigger like Aragon. I honestly don't remember how big that movie actually was. I think it bombed.
Oh, it did terrible.
It bombed in the box office.
Everyone hated it.
So you need something smaller scale for your first time directing. You really do. It'll help you bring you into the fold, and you'll do a lot better, I think.
And he's never directed a movie since. That says a lot about what the studio thought about him after that.
Yep, that's exactly right.
All right, so, Ben, moving on to our second question. Who is your favorite video game character of all time?
Well, this is kind of an easy one for me, because from my favorite video game franchise
Can I guess?
Time. I mean, you can. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I guess since you already said your favorite video game franchise of all time.
Yeah.
Let me guess. Nathan Drake?
Yep, Nathan Drake.
Is he your man?
Okay, that's a weird way to put it, but he is one of the best video game characters, if not the best. He's my personal favorite, but tying with him would probably be...
Whoa, we're doing tie stuff
Wait,
now?
hold on. I was just thinking about this for a minute. I don't actually think Nathan Drake is.
What?
Revan is my favorite video game character from Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh.
Revan is the best video game character ever. Nathan Drake actually ties, but in a close second. So I actually just changed up on you right there.
I am really shocked that Nathan Drake isn't your favorite.
Nope.
Wow.
Good old Revan.
The guy who carried 4 video games?
Yep. I haven't played the fourth one yet, so I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm going to like his character as much. He's like 40-something.
So if you don't like his character in the 4th one, then it basically ruins all of the 3 ones for you?
No, I'll still like his character. But he may move a few steps down.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
But I think I'm going to like him. I've liked him in every other one, so. Mm-hmm. What about you? It's hard for him to say.
That's a really good question. I was afraid you were going to ask me that. Yeah. My favorite character is myself in Fallout 4.
That figures.
I'm just kidding. That is really tough. I would probably have to say Cole from Infamous.
Cole's a cool character.
Cole McGrath, yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the reason I love this game so much is probably the same reason why I love Uncharted so much, is because they have such good stories and character development. And when a video game focuses a lot on story and character development, it's a good game.
I agree. It makes the game a lot better to have a good story, something you can follow, and characters you can get invested in.
Yeah.
If you can't get invested in the characters, it's just not going to be as fun playing it. Mm-hmm. Same with movies. It's not going to be as fun watching it if you don't have characters you can get invested in.
Yeah. And, I don't know, just especially since Cole McGrath sacrificed himself to basically save humanity at the end of the second Infamous movie.
Spoiler alert. It's already too late, but spoiler alert. It's okay, man. Continue.
Sorry.
He just spoiled.
That game's been out for a while, though.
It has, so if you haven't played that game, then...
It's your loss.
It's your loss. I haven't finished it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
We'll just bleep out his voice.
Maybe we should put like a spoiler thing on this video then.
Yeah, maybe.
Man, I feel so ashamed now.
So, since our second question is done, we're going to move on to the third one. And, Josiah, another question for you.
Another question for me?
Yeah. How long would you give a show before calling it quits? Like, how many episodes are you going to watch if you don't like them and then stop watching that show? How many will you give it?
That's a complicated question because it depends on the show. If it's a show that is just terrible from beginning it, like, I can't really think of an example off the top of my head of a show that was just like, wow, this is just terrible just from the first episode. But most shows I usually will give I'll usually at least stick for the first season to see if I like it.
Okay. Because,
I don't know, it seems to me that most shows usually have kind of a rocky start in the beginning. At least the ones that I've seen.
Yeah.
So I usually try to be a little bit forgiving about that and give them a chance to pick up the pace and really get the ball rolling and stuff. So most of the shows that I've watched, I've given them at least a season just to see how they turn out and stuff.
And I mostly agree with that.
Unless it's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I've watched a few shows where it's the first 3 episodes, they're horrible. 4th episode, I'm going in as like, if this is good, I'll continue watching it. Terrible, not watching it anymore. Mm-hmm. With Gotham, I didn't really care for the whole first half of the season. Mm-hmm. Like, I got 6 episodes into it. I was like, this is not very good. If they don't send me a good episode, I'm not going to watch the rest. Watch the next episode. It was really good. Changed my mind, so I continued watching the show. And the second season is much improved on the first season. Mm-hmm. Similar with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I felt the first half of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the first season was boring. Mm-hmm. It didn't really carry along much. It just it didn't feel very depthful. So I didn't want to give that show up because I'm such a big Marvel fan. So I continue with that show, and it's paid off, and I really enjoy it. But there's been some shows that it's just not been very good. And if you don't really care about it in the first place, like I do with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the only reason I gave that more is because I like Marvel. Mm-hmm. With other stuff, it's just like, 4 or 5 episodes in, if it's terrible still,
right.
It's just like, I'm done with it.
That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it's like really, really bad, then I'll stop watching it, but yeah. If it's at least decent enough to hold my interest in some way, I'll usually give it
And then there's those shows that are explosive from the get-go. I thought The Flash, I mean, I praised the show a lot, The Flash was amazing from the first episode, I thought. I didn't think there was a dull episode in the entire first season. Second season, there really hasn't been a dull episode either. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I would say that probably the show that got me the most hooked from the very first episode is probably The Walking Dead.
I was just about to guess that.
Because, I don't know, that first episode was one of the most impactful episodes on me just because when he ends up in the hospital after being shot... Spoilers. And then when he wakes up and it's after everything happened and all that with the apocalypse, that was so huge
intense
to me. And
very intense.
When he wakes up and it's just dead quiet and all the lights are out and everything, it's like whoa.
That, and then another show that was great from the get-go was Daredevil. So Daredevil just picked up as it went along. Yeah. So there's some shows that it's like, man, this is great from the very first episode. And then there's some shows that are like, yeah, and then they get better. And then there's some shows that are just, ugh. So it really depends.
Yep. Exactly. And yeah, I mean, most shows. If I don't feel like I can invest all that time into it, then I will stop watching it too. But you know, it just depends on the show. It really does.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
anyway, we would like to know what you think on every single one of these subjects. If you could reboot a movie or movie franchise, what would it be? What is your favorite video game character? And how long would you give a show before calling it quits? We want to know, so say what you want in the comments, and hopefully we'll start a discussion.
Yeah, we'd like to see what you all think about these questions too. That's kind of another nice thing about having these videos is that since we have, up to 3 questions in each video, it gives all of you a chance to also share your personal opinions and all that.
Exactly. We can spark a lot of discussion this way, and that's what we want to do. We want to get people talking.
Exactly. So, on top of that, also remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Exactly.
And we will see you next week.
And remember, people, this time I'll say it in Batman's voice. All geeks win.
All geeks win.
And I'm Batman.
He always does a better Batman voice than I do.
I've done the Batman voice for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm the pro Batman.
He is the pro.
And as a closing note, don't you guys admit Ben Affleck's Batman voice is pretty dope?
Oh my.
Just saying. Alright, remember people, Disney rules the world, Disney's awesome, and all geeks win. See you later, see you next week, see you next time.
Batfleck is gonna be awesome.
Awesome, and thank goodness there were no bat nipples.